and the journey continues. Here in Seal Rocks, I just found an amazing guy, really interesting, and we were having a chat. Here is Nino.
How are you
also,
guys?
like, he's traveling, he will tell us, he's traveling like for 2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
2 weeks from Sydney to Byron Bay, and Byron Bay to Sydney.
Yeah.
He's coming back, I'm going up, and yeah, I just found him. We were like sharing some tea, we were talking about stoicism, we were talking about high performance, productivity, what takes a good life, and I think that his point of view, his approach, his experience was so interesting, and was so enlightening that I wanted to share with you guys him. I want to share him because he's so you get a good learning, and I felt like I learned a lot in just, I don't know, 30 minutes. Nino, so tell us what you doing for life? What you doing for work?
Life. I just travel. That's all. I'm a personal trainer. I'm a strength conditioning coach. That's what I do. I work on not only on the body as well. I work on the mind as well, because I think those two things work well together.
And how long you been doing your job?
Training. I've been doing it probably about 20 years, or most of my life. Started when I was 16. Again, started from the physical aspects of just building the body, and then later that transitioned more into general fitness and working on your mind and working on your body, combining those two together.
And how is working in Sydney in this kind of area? I mean, personal trainer, yeah. But I guess you are not just a personal trainer, you are also coaching them, because I guess it has to be a lot of, we were talking about corporate people that work in the office, in executive positions, like CEOs. How you perform it? What's the process you follow to start working with them, teaching them, or to help them in a physical and a mental way?
Well, I mean, I say as a personal trainer, you also, because you work with this client, you build a relationship, and it's you also become their sort of psychiatrist as well in a way, because you're working with them. So not only are you working on trying to help in their fitness and trying to get fit as well, and I think that's combined together, like I said, with the mind too. So you're also helping them, in the problems they have in their life too. So offering them advice and stuff like that. Is there a process, a way of doing it? I mean, there's no like a one-way process of when someone comes and approaches you, come to training. But I think it's we just start from basics, and just we'll take it from there. What their goal is, what they want to achieve in life, what area of their life they want to improve, and then we take it from there, man.
And what do you find most rewarding of what you're doing every day for job and life? Because we say that job and life is the same.
Yeah. Number one rewarding thing for me is if I can make a positive impact on someone's life, and if they can change their life in a better way. I reckon for me that's the most rewarding thing about the career that I've chosen. And it's in any aspect, if I can change their thinking about something, if I change their way in nutrition, if their way they eat, and in return that's improved their quality of their life, for me that's nothing is more rewarding than that, man. Because I'm all about it's giving back, like I've spent, if it was a knowledge I wanted to learn myself about being in high performance, and what works, and food, and what you shouldn't be eating, what you should be training wise, and if I can pass that knowledge myself because of my curiosity onto other people, and they can learn and put it into their life, then
put it in the world. So you're learning yourself and then giving back for all you've taken.
Exactly, because I believe if one human being wants to learn something, there's other people in the world too that want to learn about the same thing that you learn as well. So.
And how about the, because what's the, for you, if I will ask you, what's the most effective or for you, and the most effective and powerful routine of training we could do, what will be?
The most part, as in general people.
Exactly.
Can do?
Yeah.
Number one is is number one is breathing, guys. Controlling your breath, controlling your breathing.
It has nothing to do with weights.
It has nothing to do with weights. Breathing is very important. Controlling your mind, and as we have evolved around this world, we tend to shallow breathe a lot. And shallow breathing, especially when we breathe through our chest, it's a sympathetic nervous system, which means we get scared and we freak out, and stress mode. If we just take a moment away and just do a big nasal breath, so mouth closed, and inhaling, breathing through your tummy, and exhaling, and just calming yourself down, and putting your body into parasympathetic nervous system means calm system. That's number one thing I think people should concentrate on doing. So being in control of your breath throughout the day. Even if you sometimes feel a little bit anxious about something, you walk in the corner of the room or walk in the corner where someone doesn't see you, take a big breath, or it doesn't matter if they never see you, through your nose, hold that breath, big belly breath, and exhale.
If you believe that we were going to talk about training routine, you get your first lesson is breathing. And tell us, we were discussing and we were having an interesting chat about the food, and I know for all the things you've said, you are really into the food. I guess the same. The first question will be, what's your diet or your nutrition plan, and what is the one you recommend your clients? And I think it will be the same, I guess.
Yeah. Well, with the diet, there's no one diet fits all. There's no perfect diet for everyone. Everyone works differently. Some people...
But something like the one is work for you, and the one who usually
the sort of like the baseline, the basic, not the basic, but like what I think majority of people's diet should be. I call it like I try and eat a lot of a plant-based food diet and a raw plant-based food diet. So getting all my nutrients, minerals and vitamins from vegetables and plants with minimal cooking, because obviously if you cook certain vegetables you tend to lose nutrients out of it. Some you need to cook, for example kale, raw. So I call it raw food diet as much as I can.
Wow.
So including spinach, kale, cook a little bit, beans, snow peas. I do eat a little bit of tomatoes, not as much. What else? I do eat seafood. I don't eat it often, seafood, but I do make sure it's like wild caught seafood or sustainable seafood at least. With the meat again, I don't eat meat as often. I eat meat maybe once a fortnight, but again, if I'm gonna eat meat, I make sure it's grass-fed organic beef, so at least it's
good quality,
good quality beef. So that's why I try to pass on to my clients. So try and eat as much as a raw-based food as you can. Again, that's why you get, like we said, food is medicine, and you should be getting your nutrients and your vitamins from your food. And the number one thing, but the number one thing always, the first thing I tell my friends, clients, and everyone is cutting sugar out. So that's the number one. Cut sugar out, and you're on a good roll. So I'm taking sugar as in like...
That's the killer, right?
Correct, yeah. So sugar from soft drinks, sugar from lollies, sugars in processed foods. So natural sugar I'm fine with. So some people say, what about fruit? Fine fruit, it's natural corn sugar. You're also getting vitamins and minerals from that too. Honey, again, if it's like nice organic honey, it's not bad.
Maybe when you go to sleep for the remedy.
Yeah. But yeah, cutting sugar out and obviously white bread, white pastas and all that, I find that's the number one changing thing, and staying hydrated. And
alkaline water if you can.
That's it. That's a few of them.
And how about the superfoods? Superfoods,
so
proteins.
Once I can get the people just to know the basics, as in
then it's like a second stage,
and then we go to the second stage where it's so not only look at the macronutrients, so as in like protein, carbohydrates, the fats. Now we're going to look at as in the probiotics of our gut bacteria. So how can we increase the gut bacteria in our stomach, and in return there'll be better digestion, better moods as well. And now they're actually doing research, which is all new stuff, that actual gut bacteria can affect a lot of our mood as well, and also general health too.
Then probiotics is important.
Correct.
Right?
So they're talking about probiotics. So we're talking about stuff that what can increase your probiotics. There's a few things you can increase. You can take sauerkraut. Again, really good probiotic, increase your gut bacteria. kombucha. Kombucha is really good as well.
Really good here in Australia. I've tried in Tasmania. It was amazing.
Yeah,
homemade.
We do have some.
Ooh.
Yeah, we have a lot of people, especially if when you go up to Byron. There's heaps of people that make their own.
Oof.
Some big companies here they put a bit of too much sugar in them, raw sugar, and that's not cultured as much because you know the fungi, the mushroom. Some are good, some are better than others. Probiotics, and then obviously if you want to take just the basic minerals and vitamins for your cells, for your inner cells, I recommend taking a green multivitamin, which we spoke about before.
Yeah.
So that's just because all our cells need vitamins to function, and we can't we can't get all the vitamins for the food that we eat. So just to get the basic line, just let's make sure cells get enough of all the vitamins. We take I recommend people take a green multivitamin. So it's a multivitamin not from synthetic materials that you buy in the chemist. It's made out from vegetables and fruit and goji berries, inca berries.
There are two brands we were talking about. One is Vital Greens, and the other is called Super Greens. That is being recommended by the genius Tim Ferriss.
Yeah.
So, and tell us about the. Tell us about what's your secret ritual, like because I guess we were talking about what we're talking. You have 6 rituals, so in the morning or in the evening. What's your secret rituals?
My ritual for my breathing.
Or for you, I wake up, I do this, I do that, or before I left to work, I do this, or before I'm going to sleep, I do this.
There's a couple of rituals that I do. Number one is. On the days when I do fasting, obviously I don't eat, but on the days I don't fast, I make my breakfast first thing in the morning, and it's my usual breakfast that I find it powers me most for the day. That will include, so people freak out, I might start putting, so it's buckwheat. So buckwheat is a seed, it's a high, so I try not to eat too many grains. So buckwheat is a seed, it's a high protein seed, so I'll have buckwheat. I'll soak it in almond milk overnight, so just release it more, and in there I'll have some almonds, so very nutritious. I'll have chia seeds, get the list down. I have goji berries, inca berries. I'll put cacao powder in there, good for magnesium, potassium, muscle relaxant. I'll put macaque powder, I'll put maca powder. So all these powders all have certain they're called superfoods. Now I put all in a bowl and I stir it all in. And you eat it.
Oof.
It's beautiful.
And I thought my breakfast was weird. His.
Yeah, because
yours is amazing.
That starts me for the day. So I'm gathering everything. I put a bit of protein powder as well. So I use hemp protein, which is they just sort of released in Australia. It was illegal before because hemp is a marijuana plant, but hemp protein obviously you can't get high of, and it's hemp seed is really nutritious. It's one of probably complete BCAA's profiles, I think. That it has, and then I'll put a bit of protein there as well, and that's my breakfast. Bit of bananas, bit of strawberries.
Perfect ritual. You get started.
That's my That's my breakfast, and then I'll drink the multivitamin greens after that, and then I'll do a little breathing sequence. I think we spoke about the breathing sequence before. There's a guy called Brian McKenzie. He's in America.
Check it out.
Yeah, he's really good. Actually, does a lot of breathing. He coaches a lot of endurance athletes, and he does CO2 tolerance breathing, and I practice that. So one is called cadence 2, which is the ratio is 1-1-2-1, which is inhale, hold, exhale, hold. So if you're going to do a 5-second one, it'll be 5-second inhale, 5-second hold, 10-second exhale, 10-second hold, and I'll do about 10 rounds of that every morning. Depends. Sometimes I'll do double, so I'll start with 5-5-10, 5.
It helps you to increase your breathing capacity and your CO.
Correct. So it increases CO2 tolerance. That means you don't have to, you don't get puffed out as much. I mean, not get puffed out as much, but you can go longer without taking a breath. So that's what we're doing. So when the high endurance sports, I won't get gassed out.
And
that's what I'm practicing.
Nino, what would you do? What would you do if you weren't doing this? What you're doing right now? I mean, if you were not like a personal trainer, or what would you do?
If I wasn't a personal trainer, interesting. You know, one of my things what I wanted to do, it's always still back in my mind. Is I don't know. It's different because I don't really like promote war. I don't, but one of my things I always wanted to do as a kid was go to the army. And I think it's more about not going fighting and killing other people, and not like I stand for one country. It's more about I think the discipline and the hardship of the army life. I think that's what I like, because I always say you should do something every day that you feel uncomfortable. We were talking about before, having cold showers, being hungry, training on an empty stomach and stuff like that, or going with only a couple of hours sleep and not complaining. So I think the army, the way that's regimented, the life, early starts.
Self-discipline is freedom.
Yeah, correct.
I was talking.
That's Jocko Wilco.
Yeah, just Jocko. Yeah. There is a guy who went to the. He came out from the army, and he has a podcast. It's amazing. It's Jocko Willows.
Jocko Willock. Yeah.
Willock, and you have to check it out. One of the first things we were talking when I meet Nino was uncertainty, being uncomfortable, and then I thought then we connected. Stay away, stay away. Nino, tell us a dream out loud. What would you a dream in loud?
A dream?
Yeah, for you in out loud, like in a. What would you be your dream?
What would be my dream? Say out loud. As in dream, as in what, about the world, or my dream, or
whatever.
What a dream! What a dream! What do I dream? I would dream that people are more friendly with one another. That's what I would like, and that we are all part of this planet, and I think we should be all together and not against each other, and you know, and treat each other with respect that we want to be treated at. And I find sometimes people, you know, but I think it's, I don't know, it's just the way they've grown up. Maybe it's not their fault, but you know, sometimes you talk to people and it's just the way they treat one another. It's like, I think a lot of this conflict in this world can be resolved, I think, if people were just
more empathy and be more like connected.
Just connect with themselves, mate. And I think it'll be a lot happier place. And yeah, like you always see, like we had a connection when we started talking, and like I think more people should be like that in a way, you know, connected with themselves
and being ready to be open to other people.
Correct. Like, yeah. So you find a lot of people like just, you know, you go to shops and you meet people, and then they have these on that no one's looking around what's going on. They just there themselves.
Because we at the end, I think we are so lost that we don't want to others be that we are a fraud, and we feel like a fraud, or we feel like afraid, or we feel like we're not ready, we don't love ourselves. So this is why sometimes we don't want to see connection or arguments with a lot of people.
Yeah.
No? Sometimes it's just because if we talk more each other, there will be not so much trouble or so much problems in the world, I guess. And tell us a message for anyone who's watching this video. If you had the chance to reach anybody with this video, imagine, it's not, but imagine this video will reach like 1 million people. It's not. What will be your message?
What will be my message? More message. I'll go one message actually, which is something that I try and do myself, is do something uncomfortable every day, once a day.
No.
Uncomfortable. So rather be, like we said before, have a cold shower, going on your normal day on only a couple hours sleeps. Go set yourself a challenge. For example, go, I will not complain for one whole day, and then put yourself, trick it and think about it. So we're talking about complaining. If you say it's raining, you don't go, oh shit, it's raining. No complaining. So try and think about that, of how much you complain, and that all starts in your mind. So then complaining about the weather, complaining about the traffic. So stop yourself about complaining. So something like that. That's what, try and set some sort of challenges every day. That's what I try and do for myself.
Couldn't be better. Couldn't be a better message.
I do a hard workout sometimes. You know, again, no complaining. Just
go beyond always.
Go beyond. Do something uncomfortable every day.
And this is it. Thanks, Nino, for the chance. And
nice to meet
my
you,
pleasure to meet you and find you in this journey. Life is just brings you the best
Correct, man.
persons in the right moment.
Aligns.
So
The stars align.
thank you so much, and let's have a cold bath, right?
Let's jump in.
Cold bath in the ocean.
Beautiful.
The journey continues.